Alex stirred from his sleep, consciousness returning in fragments. The ceiling of his bedroom came into focus, familiar and ordinary. Then he noticed the weight. Something was different. The air felt charged, like the moments before a thunderstorm. His eyes adjusted to the dim morning light filtering through his curtains, and his breath caught in his throat. Two figures stood at the foot of his bed, motionless and utterly foreign. The taller one possessed an ethereal quality that made Alex question whether he was still dreaming. Her skin shimmered with a faint iridescence, shifting between pearl and soft lavender. She wore what appeared to be armor, though it moved like fabric, responding to her slightest gesture with ripples of light. Her eyes, enormous and the color of distant galaxies, fixed upon him with an intensity that paralyzed him. A crown of crystalline structures floated above her head, never quite touching her silver hair. Beside her stood a smaller figure, unmistakably her daughter. The girl couldn't have been more than 10 in human years, though Alex had no idea how alien aging worked. She possessed the same luminescent skin and galaxy eyes, but hers sparkled with curiosity rather than the regal composure of her mother. She wore a simpler version of the armor, and her hair was shorter, caught in what looked like anti-gravity, strands floating gently around her face. "He's awake, Mother," the girl whispered, her voice like wind chimes. Alex tried to speak, but his throat was dry. He managed a strangled sound and sat up quickly, pressing himself against the headboard. His mind raced through possibilities: hallucination, dream, mental breakdown, alien invasion. The last option seemed simultaneously the most absurd and most likely. The woman, the princess, he somehow knew, raised one elegant hand. "Peace, Alex Martinez. We mean you no harm. I am Princess Lyria of the Stellarian Empire, and this is my daughter, Zara." How do you know my name?" Alex finally managed, his voice cracking. "We have been searching for you for quite some time," Lyria said, taking a small step forward. Zara mimicked her mother, though with less grace and more excitement. "Your planet calls it 3 months. For us, it has been considerably longer." Alex's mind spun. 3 months. He'd been going about his normal life, working at the coffee shop, attending community college classes, complaining about his broken laptop. Nothing unusual had happened. Searching for me? Why, I'm nobody. I'm a college student who can barely afford ramen. Zara giggled, a sound like bubbling water. "You're funny. Mother said you would be." "Zara, patience," Lyria said gently, then returned her attention to Alex. "You are not nobody, Alex Martinez. You are the last descendant of an ancient bloodline that stretches across the cosmos. Your great-great-grandmother was Stellarian, one of our kind. She fled to Earth during the Great Fracture, hiding among your people, suppressing her true nature." Alex laughed, a sharp, panicked sound. "That's impossible. I would know if I was part alien. I'm completely normal. Look at me. No glowing skin, no floating hair accessories, nothing." "The genes lie dormant in you," Lyria explained, her voice patient. "But they are there, waiting, and they make you the only one who can help us." "Help you with what?" Lyria's composure wavered for the first time. Something like sorrow crossed her alien features. "My empire is dying, Alex. A plague sweeps through our worlds, one that targets our genetic structure. It has already claimed my husband, Zara's father. Our scientists discovered that those with mixed heritage, those with both Stellarian and human DNA, carry an immunity. But the mixing must be ancient, generations deep. You are the only one we have found." Alex processed this information, his heart hammering. "So what, you need my blood or something?" "Not blood," Lyria said softly. "Genetic mapping, bone marrow, comprehensive cellular samples. Nothing that would harm you permanently, but it would require you to come with us. To leave Earth." The room fell silent except for the distant sound of traffic outside Alex's apartment. He looked at these impossible beings in his bedroom, their mere existence rewriting everything he thought he knew about the universe. Zara watched him with hopeful eyes that reminded him painfully of his little sister when she wanted something badly. "Why should I believe any of this?" Alex asked, though he already did, somewhere deep in his bones. Lyria extended her hand, palm up. A holographic display materialized above it, showing rotating images of worlds he'd never imagined. Floating cities, crystalline forests, beings of pure light dancing through space. Then the images shifted, showing those same places ravaged, empty, covered in a creeping darkness that looked almost alive. Because, Lyria said quietly, billions of lives depend on it. Because you have the power to save worlds you've never seen, people you've never met. Because somewhere in your genetic code lies the answer we desperately need. And if I say no? Lyria's hand closed, the hologram vanishing. Then I will respect your choice. We will leave and continue searching, though there is little hope we will find another in time. I will not force you, Alex Martinez. Slavery is not our way, even in desperation. Zara tugged on her mother's arm. But mother. Zara, no, he must choose freely. Alex looked at them. This alien princess carrying the weight of an empire, this child who might lose her entire species. He thought about his own life, his mundane worries and small dreams. He thought about his grandmother who had always been strange, who claimed to see things others couldn't, who told stories about lights in the sky that no one believed. How long would I be gone? Hope flickered across Lyria's face. 3 months by your calendar, perhaps 4. We would return you safely. And you promise I won't be harmed, that I can come back. On my crown and kingdom, you have my word. Alex took a deep breath. His rational mind screamed that this was insane, but something deeper, something that perhaps had always been waiting, stirred within him. Maybe he had always been meant for something more than coffee shops and community college. I need to make some calls, he said slowly. Tell people I'm taking a sabbatical or something, and I need to pack. Zara let out a squeal of delight, bouncing on her toes in a way that seemed very unprincess-like. Lyria's shoulders relaxed visibly, relief washing over her features. Thank you, Alex Martinez. You cannot know what this means. As Alex swung his legs out of bed, the surreal nature of the situation hit him again. He was about to leave Earth with aliens to save a dying empire. His life had just become a sci-fi novel. So, he said, trying to steady his nerves with humor, do you have bathrooms on your spaceship? Because I really need to use mine before we go anywhere. Zara giggled again, and even Lyria's lips curved into something resembling a smile. We have facilities that should accommodate your needs. Alex stood, facing these beings from another world who had chosen his bedroom as their point of contact. Whatever came next, nothing would ever be ordinary again. And strangely, terrifyingly, wonderfully, he was okay with that. The adventure was about to begin.